Hello, this is HK Math, and I'd like to discuss a problem, a two-step linear equation, and I want to solve it in a method that I call chunking. Now, typically when we solve this problem, we use a technique called undoing. And we look to see how the 2x and the 3 are connected, and we undo that connection. I would like to look at this differently. I would like to look at the unknown part of this equation as a chunk. So, let me draw a circle around that chunk. Now, if we look at that chunk has to be 4, because 4 plus 3 is 7. We're looking at the whole equation. We know that if something is added to 3 and we get 7, that something is 4. We're going to call that something a chunk. And our chunk, and I'm going to write that, our chunk is 4. Now we're looking at a smaller chunk. What does the chunk look like now? There's our chunk, a little smaller. 2 times the chunk is 4. 2 times our chunk is 4. Our chunk, get an eraser here. Our chunk is 2. So we are finished with our problem. Our chunk is 2. Let's do a slightly more challenging problem. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to do a problem that typically is a bit challenging for middle school students who are beginning their study with two-step linear equations. Note that this problem is very similar to the other problem. It's just that our chunk is different. So, in the first problem, our chunk is made from multiplication. 2 times the number x. In our next problem, our chunk is made by division. The quotient of x and 2. X divided by 2 plus 3 is 7. Let's get a chunk. Here's our chunk again. Again, our chunk is equal to x over 2 our chunk has to be 4, just like it was before. Note that instead of undoing equations, We're looking at the entire whole and focusing our attention on what we don't know in the entire whole. We now identify our chunk again, but it's a smaller chunk. Some number divided by 2 is 4. So what is our unknown number? And let's see here. I keep forgetting to get my right tools. What is our unknown number? Our own unknown number, and you've had time to think about it now. Some number divided by 2 is 4. Our unknown number is 8. And that is our solution. Now, of course, we have been taught to go back into the original equation. So go back there. Go back and check. 8 divided by 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Am I saying that we should solve all two-step equations by chunking? Absolutely not. But it's a good way to begin to think about these problems. We can do lots of chunking exercises, and then we can also use the more traditional method. So instead of having one tool at our disposal, we have 2. And sometimes I find that chunking is much quicker and requires a little bit more thought. Hope this has gotten you to think about two-step equations differently. See you next time. Bye.